The people that were living in Edgelia at the time were business people that lived and worked in town. They had their own businesses. The Carpenters had the Sherwin-Williams paint store. Tom and Pat Smith owned the shoe store in Lafayette. The Paynes, Jim and Mary Payne, had the dry cleaners, and Jim and Judy Wright, she was a teacher and lived in the close area of the neighborhood. They were the nucleus of the church and how it got started, and good leaders. I was in high school at the time. I worked with some of the youth, and I was able to play the piano for the church till I went off to school. I was very, very close to my grandparents, and my grandmother became ill, and she passed away right after Thanksgiving in the middle of my freshman year finals, and it was, pretty sad in my life. And we were at the funeral home, and I turned around, and there was Reverend Ellen Wood right there ready to comfort me, and that made a big difference in my life.
My husband had open heart surgery in Indianapolis. At that time, 2 weeks was a minimum hospital stay. Diane Williams asked me, "Who is going to keep your girls, Carol?" I leaned against my car and sobbed. "I don't know who's going to take care of the girls." My sobs of worry turned to tears of joy and relief as I heard Diane say, "I know who's going to take care of them. I am." 1 week after coming home, Al had to return to the hospital, so our girls stayed with Diane and Walter again. When we returned home after another 2 weeks, Diane handed me a paper, more than 10 names of people from this church who could be available at specific times. Child care was covered for 6 weeks. I know from this and many other times that caring for others is part of the DNA of this church. It's one of the ways we share and receive God's love.